Hey, what's up?
What's
Hi.
going
Hi.
Hold on,
on?
we're sending it to a bunch of people
Welcome,
right now. Hold on,
welcome.
wait.
How are you guys?
Good.
Turn around, turn around.
You hear me okay? I'm going to turn you down.
Every single day now.
Oh, man.
Of every single week.
How was your day today?
Good.
Great.
How was yours?
Pretty good. It's getting a little chilly over here on the West Coast.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's been
It's
cold.
pretty chilly up here.
Yeah, because you guys are where? Is it Pennsylvania?
Yep. Reading, Pennsylvania.
Reading, Pennsylvania. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm so glad that you guys could take the time out of your day and your night. Welcome to The Face Behind the Brand. I am your host, Monique Marie, and you are Milou Sky.
That's right. Yep. Milou Sky.
So we have Ryan, Liam, Nolan, and Zack.
That's right. Yep.
That's what's up. So I'm so excited. As you know, I discovered you guys. Of course, I started following you just like everybody else. I was just very, very intrigued by the EP. The debut single is Out of This World, Compromise.
Thank you.
So let's circle back though, because I want to talk about just the beginning. So where do you get your inspiration from? And anyone can answer. If I call out your name, then you'll know I'm specifically singling you out. But who wants to answer that question?
Well, I think it really kicked off with when we first heard the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that really changed a lot of things, and other classic rock like Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd. And when we first saw them, I mean, it was like instant. That was like, this is what we want to do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's why we pick up instruments, you know, to begin with. Yeah, in the first place.
You know, on top of that, then too, now doing it,
Mm-hmm.
I feel the inspiration comes from, we want to, we love doing it ourselves, and, we like the songs. We want other people to hear them. So the more amount of, people that can hear them, that's where the inspiration comes, to get it out to everybody so they can enjoy it like how we do.
Yeah. Well, what I like about you guys too is that you like all types of genres, right? So, I mean, I was just, going back into my research and realizing, Ryan, you like Eminem and hip hop. And then of course you guys like Billie Eilish. And so it's like the Beatles are, I mean, none of us were alive, right, when the Beatles were around, but it's like their songs and their sound is so timeless. So hearing you guys is definitely it's a compliment, because there's not too much like it. I think when I spoke with you guys during your preliminary, I stated first and didn't even know, obviously it was an inspiration, but yes, the Beatles. I said Maroon 5, just listening again to the voices and the sounds, Nirvana, Aerosmith, I hear all of it, So I'm very happy that you guys are here tonight. Very, very excited. So talk to me about the process of Compromise, the single.
Right. Well, that song was a product of 2 full days just rocking it out.
That was by far the most stressful song that we've ever written. We spent, like he said, 2 days in the basement just working on it. And that's not like us. Usually, like when one of us has an idea, we can run with it right away. Mm-hmm. This one took a lot of time.
Yelling.
A lot of yelling. Yeah, for sure.
Those are usually the ones, though, right? The ones that take forever and that you have to go through the guts to get to it. And it comes out like the reward is bittersweet, because it's like it's an amazing.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
It's an amazing song. So you have some other songs off of that EP. And talk to me more about, of course, because you have the producer, Robert Cutarella. Am I saying it right?
Cutarella.
Let me correct that. Cutarella. Yeah. What is it like working with someone like him? Because he is very, very popular and very profound. He is a veteran in the industry.
Oh, it was amazing. We learned a lot from him. We found out pretty quickly that we were just amateurs, and we were working with someone who's been around and worked with the people that he's worked with. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, I mean, it was a great learning experience for us, and
it's skyrocketed our ability in the studio and coming up with those little harmonies or little extra melodies to add, because you know, when you're going out to New York to record, you've never been in a recording studio that's professional or anything like that.
Yeah.
And you hop in with somebody like Robert, it's just, you know, you grow like crazy.
Yeah, we learned how to make the song much more full after working with him, like adding all this little extra stuff that we do, you know, to make it just, you know,
what it
sound more like, you know, what would be on the radio or something, rather than like a garage rock band. You know,
definitely a mentor, I would say, though, right? I mean, just sitting there, being in the presence. I think I would have to say, just picking up everything. So not just the sounds, but just the conversations that go on in a studio setting like that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So Liam, what about you? What have you picked up from everybody?
I mean, really, a lot of the same stuff as these guys. I mean, going into a studio, I think we just got to be better musicians in general. We just, you know, learned about different parts, and the recording process itself, you know, we didn't know, you know, much, you know, I guess we knew the basics, but yeah, you know, we got to sit in and see them actually do it. So I mean, it was really cool. It was a great experience.
That click track almost killed me the first time.
Yeah. I could imagine. And Nolan, I see you over there. Talk about the process. What was it like working with these guys in the studio creating that song?
I wasn't there for a lot of it, but from what I hear, I mean, I've learned everything from these guys. These guys are the reason why I started playing bass guitar.
Yeah.
And they've kind of taught me everything I know about music these days. And they've been big inspirations about like who I listen to now, and where I even try to even like play with them, and how I create a bass line with them. I try my hardest with them.
Now, do you guys do all the writing collectively, or is it just kind of like?
That's right. Yeah, you know, it's definitely spread out, like, you know, from all of us. It could start off with like Liam or me starting with like a guitar riff, or, you know, like a chord progression and some like lyric that we really like, and then we'll go into the basement, you know, and just play it over and over and over again until we start growing from there. You know, when we have like one part, it, you know, it can just flow from that. Yeah. The ball rolls.
Well, I definitely listen to lyrics wholeheartedly. So I'm going to paraphrase the hook to this one, and I'll have you, because I want to know who you're talking to. Okay. So, but basically, so for anyone who's hearing this for the first time, the hook is, why don't you want to compromise? You reach a hand to hold me, but I just can't be your guide. Don't you want to compromise? I'd really like to help you, but I just don't have the time. So compromise. So who are you talking to, and what's going on in that conversation to that person?
I think it's more of just like you know, like a relationship with you know, like a girl, and just, you know, a pretty typical relationship when it's just like, you know, when they get to be like some sort of arguments, you know.
Yeah.
But just kind of help me out with this one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the great thing, honestly, I think about the lyrics, and just lyrics and songs in general, but specifically even with being in the band, but even with the lyrics, is you can take it how you want to. You know, you can adapt those lyrics to your story. I mean, there's a lot going on, you know, in the world now. You can look at it that way. If you're having trouble with a relationship, you can look at it that way. Or you can just listen to it and have a really great time in the car while you're blasting it, you know? That's
absolutely
the great thing about music and lyrics.
I would never want somebody to, you know, hear one of our songs and like, you know, say what they think it's about, and then be like, oh no, that's wrong. That's, you know, not what it's about. You know what I mean? So I guess keeping it open, but yeah.
Well, it's definitely an open concept. I was playing that song, and even Something New, and was it Wide Open? X's Wide Open?
Eyes Wide Open.
Eyes Wide Open. Eyes Wide Open. And I was playing them so much that my phone literally had told me that it was turning the volume down because of the fact that it wanted to protect my ears, because I had the earphones. Because I was like, nobody was here with me. And this happened yesterday and the day before. So I was like, I'm playing it too much, I guess. But that's just me. It's obviously, it's good sounds, right? So yeah, Eyes Wide Open, Something New. I mean, all the songs, but Compromise, of course, is the debut single. So we're talking pre-COVID era, that all of this obviously was intended to take place and put you out and be on the stage. So talk about some of the things that have gone through your mind during this time, because we've all been together since March 2020 and had to be literally placed indoors, and all plans had to stop. But among other things, you managed to release a dynamic EP. So talk about that.
Thank you. I think the important thing during this whole pandemic is to like stay big on social media.
Yes.
Because right now that's the best way to communicate with your fans. That's the best way to communicate with your fans, I think, all the time, probably, you know what I mean? Because you can always see what someone messages you or, you know, comments on your post saying. Yeah. But definitely now more than ever, you know, social media, staying big on that and up to date, posting up stories and stuff like that so people can see what you're up to, even if you're just lying in your bed and you say some stupid stuff, you know what I mean? At least, you know, someone gets to see what you're up to and can, you know, sort of
feel kind of normal.
Yeah, kind of feel normal for a second.
Yeah. So tell me, some of the venues and some of the festivals you played at, obviously before all of this. I mean, even if it was like, you know, the year before and some of your earlier days. I know one of the festivals I saw on YouTube, I think it was the Reading Fall Festival.
Yep, the West Reading Fall Fest. We played the Reading Fire and Ice Fest.
Nice.
Been on Berks County Television a few times, Island Pizza. I mean, really, you know, we like to, you know, share what we do. And if, you know, there's a bar manager or a manager wherever saying, hey, we want you to put on what you do. You know, we're not picky. We want to get it out there to people.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what is your favorite, I would say, I know it's hard to say, but what is one of your favorite songs to perform?
This is,
do you have one? I have one in mind, but if you got one.
I off the top of my head, I don't know. We really try to just drive each one. So I mean,
song, I know.
Which one were you thinking?
I think there's this one song that we haven't recorded or anything. It's called "Are You My Girl?"
Oh yeah.
And
nice.
That's usually the last song that we play. We usually play like typically now we play it like as an encore song, you know, and it's just it's a gritty rock and roll punk sort of song, you know, and he goes ballistic. He's our drummer.
Yeah. Yes, he is. I know.
It gets pretty crazy.
Yeah, for me, you know, obviously there's a time and place. You know, when we're just writing and we're doing stuff, I'm doing what's best for the song. But when we're live, I love playing those bangers where you can just freaking, you know, hit it hard. I mean, I have the long hair for a reason. It's supposed to fly around.
Yes. I was gonna say, you know what's so funny, Zach, is that, you know, I was born and raised in Oakland, so a lot of my sound, everything, even because, you know, artist to artist, singing, I like drums. Like I used to play the taiko drums myself. I've never played any other type of percussion, but I love the 808. So everything to me in any song, I don't care if it's a gospel song or if it's a ballad, I need to hear loud drums, you know?
Yeah. I like that answer.
Yes. I thought you would like that. So I'm always into, of course, what you just talked about, Ryan, obviously connecting with your fan base, right? Connecting with your audience, your folks on Instagram, the social media, you know. I think it's been one of the best things to come during our time, to be able to literally connect. We wouldn't have been able to do this, obviously, if it wasn't for Instagram or, you know, Facebook. So the fans are very important to me. So I'm going to share with you some fan mail. And this one first is from, and you may know them, Stacy McKee. Does that sound familiar? No? Yes? No?
Stacy McGee? Is that...
No, MCKEE. I'll just read it. This is I find my fan mail in different ways when I do my research. Right. So I just want you to know what she said. She said, I knew the video would be killer. And she's talking about Compromise. She said, from the photos on Insta, everything is always awesome. You guys do an awesome job. Everything is perfect. And she put perfect sign. And then another one is from Andy Mackenzie.
Okay.
He said, you guys killed it. You are always killing it with every song. Your songs are so groovy. Compromise is such a groovy song, and I love the visual. So how does that make you feel when you hear things like that?
It feels great.
It feels great.
Like, why you do it?
It feels like our work, pays off, because obviously we work really hard.
Yeah.
For ourselves, you know what I mean? But we got to the point where it's like we want more people to hear it. So when you hear, someone else say that, it just feels really good.
Well, I like that. I like that. So I'm going to go a little bit to some of your folks because they're talking to us, but I don't want them to think that we're not seeing them. So I'll back up just a little bit to Rita_Meadowcroft. She said, good work, you guys. And John Lee Lamari said, from being a great guitarist, Ryan is also accomplished in Madden, 2K, and UFC.
Ryan's really good at video games for some reason. He doesn't play much, but sports game. I won't play him in Madden anymore.
Nah,
he whoops us. It's a problem.
So you're not really playing. You're being played, basically.
I'm not even playing anymore. I'm done.
So is this part of the PlayStation 5, Ryan, or am I talking about something?
Xbox.
Something. Oh, Xbox. Okay, well, see, I don't know. I actually don't talk about me. I'm excited about Nintendo Switch. Okay. I like games like that. Just time management is fine for me. Another wonderful, is it mainly Dim, said, looking good, you guys. And then Beckley Larry 123 said, oh, okay, talking to me. You're a great interviewer. Your show is the bomb. Thank you so much. And then Rakasa.baby. I think she said all with the pun. Okay, so we're going to keep going. Can't wait to hear. Ryan is amazing. And okay, so what first got, I'll ask Nolan this question. What first got you into music, Nolan?
What first got me into music was listening to it, obviously, like, especially with, like, these guys. Listening to it was, like, a big part, but, like, getting into, like, bass guitar was all them, and being a part of, like, the band was all them, because they kind of, like, really talked me into it, and, like, they needed one, so I was, like, I was up to the task, and my parents bought me the bass guitar, and I took lessons for a little bit.
And he actually learned pretty quickly, so, I mean,
nice.
It's really cool that he
learned really quickly.
Yeah, he learned
really quickly.
He didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like, catch on right now.
Yeah.
That's nice. And then Ryan and Zack, now you guys are stepbrothers, right?
That's right.
Yes, we are.
Okay. So you guys, of course, obviously were playing a lot in the house and listening to some of the same sounds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had a friend who, like, he was like an old soul, he was like really into classic rock and stuff. And that's actually how we got into that kind of music. But, so...
Yeah, I mean, we learned. I mean, I'll tell you, we learned how to play instruments in just like a 2-3 year period of just playing in a cold garage with a space heater. Then Liam joined. Before we did anything, before we even had a PA system, we were sitting in there just learning how to play, our instruments together and kind of create that dynamic. So,
classic.
That's just how that worked.
Nice. And what about you, Liam?
Yeah, like how I got into music.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, through multiple different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like my parents helped me get into music from the start, from a young age. And I had always really loved music, I guess growing up, but when I met these guys through school and all of that stuff, then we just played together. I don't know, they encouraged me to play guitar.
Nice.
We were already friends. We already knew that we liked the Beatles.
Yeah.
From the start, from a young age.
Some of the same stuff.
So, yeah. So I mean, like that really just got it started.
Okay.
The rest is history.
And the rest is history. So I like to pick brains a little bit and try to ask a little bit more thought-provoking questions. The idea of the face behind the brand is obviously to talk about who you are outside of the music and who you are mentally. So let's see, I'll ask you this question, Ryan. Is it more important to do what you love or to love what you are doing?
That's a good question.
So if anyone else wants to answer that.
I'd say more important to do what you love.
Yeah.
You know, because how can I? Let me say.
How do you rationalize this?
Yeah.
Because if you're doing what you love, then like you know, you're in the right spot anyways. You know, and you don't need to really at that point care whether you're. I mean, obviously you want to succeed, but like you're already succeeding by doing something that you love, so you can only go up from there.
You're not getting up for work every morning.
Yeah.
Liam, you said it was a good question. Go ahead and answer it.
Oh no, I think I agree with Ryan. You gotta love what you do. I guess. Yeah. Right. Because I mean, if you don't love it, then yeah, like Zach just said, it's just work. Then it's just kind of pointless, you know. But if you're loving what you do, then it doesn't matter if you suck or not suck, but like it doesn't matter if you're not good or really good. You know what I mean? You're gonna go with the flow, and then
you'll probably get good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you love what you're doing, you'll put the effort in.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of folks have been literally paused to think about that question, especially since COVID, since pandemic. It had to literally be brought to a halt. People, whether they had a 9-to-5, whether you were, doing something creatively, this has shifted a lot of people to really pause and think, because I think it's very important to do what you love. And I know it's not easy because people have to pay bills, regularly mortgage, rent, whatever, right? But I think the money will always come, because it's like when you're doing what you love, everything else always follows and it falls into place. Right, so that's just my perspective on it. So Zack.
Yes.
If you could change one thing about the music industry the way it is today, what would it be?
I'd probably say something along the lines of just, I would probably say something along the lines of, the way that, artists get exposure. Obviously, the people who work hard, love what they're doing and aren't doing it for the wrong reasons should be the ones getting to the top, where, you have somebody pushing you to get your music out to the vast variety of people who are going to listen. But I would say, just having, I don't want to say a more uniform way, but, kind of having more exposure and more, ways to get to that area if you really truly are a person who, loves what they're doing it for the right reasons. And, I feel like sometimes a lot of talent can be buried or undiscovered in just the system that we have now.
Well, I'm glad you just said that, because it takes me to my next question, and I'll let this be a free form question. But talk to me about a useless talent that you have, a talent that you're not using, that we know nothing about.
I can touch my nose and my tongue.
Oh, really? I'm not going to ask you to do it.
I just did it.
I didn't even see you.
Any chance he gets, he'll do it.
I probably use that talent actually more than it's probably not useless.
Yeah, you might be able to use that for something. I don't know what yet. I'll get back to you on that. Nolan, tell me about a talent that we don't know about.
A talent?
Yes. Something you're good at.
Something I'm good at? Something I'm good at that I guess I don't tell many people is, I don't know. What am I?
He's pretty fire at Rainbow Six Siege, if anybody knows what that is.
Video games, yeah. Not many people know, but I'm a pretty avid video game player, so it's a big thing in my life with that stuff.
Okay. So another video game.
If that's a hidden talent, I don't know if that's a hidden talent, but
no, I mean, I think there's a lot of people. I have a few friends that actually are big time gamers. Like this is what they do daily. Like they create video games for a living. So I think it's definitely a talent. Let me see, Liam. What is the best advice you've been given so far?
Be yourself.
That's a good one. Honestly, I don't really know. I mean, something is bland, and Zach just kind of said it, but being true to yourself, I feel like that's advice I hear a lot, so I mean, if you know, I feel like that's universal for anybody. You know, just do your own thing, and
there's only one you.
Right.
And
yeah, you know, the 1 in a billion type thing. So
I like that.
That's just one of the best ones to possibly say or to think or to know or whatever.
So you guys are definitely, you know, you're heavily involved in this music thing. And so for anyone that's coming behind you, because of course you are this generation right now, but there's going to be another generation behind you that's watching and wants to start writing or start playing. What are some of the important things aside from just the creative process? Talk about the business. What do you know about the business, and what can you share, you know, with someone fresh out of junior high or high school that's trying to get into this business? Talk about some of the important.
I'd say to like think outside the box, do things that you're not seeing like everybody else doing. There's not like a specific formula to like do almost anything in the music industry. Yeah. So just kind of think outside the box. There's a bunch of different things that you can do. There's a lot that you can do to grow. You know, we paid for so much ads. You know, and you know, just making good content. You know, so
get your contacts up. Talk to as many people as you possibly can.
Yeah,
doesn't matter who they are.
I mean, you can message 100 people and 95 of them might not respond. But if like 5 people, you know, message you this or that, or hey, I did this with Google AdWords and that really helped my YouTube video go up. Then like just, you know, I mean, just take in as much information as you possibly can.
I mean, to Ryan's point, he touched on it, and it was going to be my little tidbit on this. Is, you know, be willing to, you know, if you really want to do it and you really want to get to that top, you know, where you have somebody putting it, you know, the power behind you. I mean, be willing to spend money on it. You know, be willing to pay for those ads. Be willing to, you know, work hard to get there. You know, obviously, like you said, everybody's got to pay their bills. You got to make ends meet. And, you know, unfortunately, in this world, you can't always, you know, you can't always put all of your, you know, money towards just getting where you want to be. Yeah. But, you know, take a chance. Be willing to do it.
Get used to being uncomfortable. I don't really know where to go from that, but it's like, you know, uncomfortable. Yeah, you just gotta do it, because I mean, almost nothing is gonna just click that way. You know what I mean? So you just gotta roll with things. You know, there's plenty that you can do. You know, social media, a lot of people like, you know, bash social media because there's so much out there, but like there's just so much that you can do with it. You know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, one of my producers, he always says it's a double-edged sword, right? It can be very, very, very good when it comes to the music, and like you said, getting yourself out there. But it could also be a distraction. It could also be negativity and things like that. So being able to know, you know, when to turn it off. I think Instagram is good because they have an activity tracker. You know, when you go into settings, you can see how long you've been on there.
Yeah.
Some people need it. Like if you need an alarm to be set to know that you've been, you know, on there or trolling for 8 hours, then that's obviously not effective, right? Yeah. So I think it's very important to do that. What does the American dream mean to you guys?
The American dream.
The American dream.
The ability to get to the top. The ability to
say it again.
The ability to get to the top. I mean, you do, you know, things work out. You do things right. You work hard, make it your life. You know, you can move up in America.
Yeah. And you were saying something, Ryan. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
You were saying you said something.
Oh, did I say something?
Did I interrupt you?
No, you didn't interrupt me. I think I might have been looking at Zack like, hey, you got to say something.
Okay. Yeah, Zack and Nolan. I'm going to wake Nolan up back there. I know you were working today, Nolan. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
He was excited. He told us in the car.
You're excited. Yeah, okay, so let me ask you, Nolan, what are you most grateful for? I know you're grateful for these guys. Tell us what else you're grateful for.
Something else I'm grateful for is my family. I would say friends and family. Is because everything I've done in my life so far has all been because of them, and especially like my parents and my brother, all because of them. It's what I've taken up in my life with like sports is because of Liam. You know, so a lot of the stuff that I've done within my life have been because of those people that have surrounded me.
That's nice. That's very nice.
That was the sweetest thing Nolan's ever said about me.
I've got goosies.
Yeah. So Liam, since he said your name, I'm going to ask you. Are you more worried about doing things right or more worried about doing things wrong?
That's a good question.
I think it's kind of, for me at least, it kind of depends on the moment. I think it's a little subjective. Like, maybe it just depends what you're doing. You know, obviously in the long run, you know, us trying to just keep pushing through and get signed and then, you know, hits on the radio or in, you know, Billboard charts or anything like that. You don't want to do anything wrong, but there isn't really like a wrong or right. You just got to kind of keep doing you and then just keep moving forward with that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it just depends on the situation, for me at least.
What about you, Ryan?
You know, I never ask people to judge me off of my winners. I ask them to judge me off of my losers. Because I have so few. You know, and so I just try to.
All right now. Amen.
Yeah, right.
I like that because so many times, and I said this a few days ago in an interview, people talk a lot about their wins, you know, and we know that you have to go through L's, you know, to get to where you are, you know, and I can be honest with you and say that's one of my weaknesses, that I actually don't give myself enough credit, you know, even when I have failed at something. You know, it's like you have to look back 5 years ago and where you were and then look at where we are today in 2020 and how far you've come. You know what I'm saying? And you can honestly say you've come a long way, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what is the one thing you would most like to change about yourself?
My nose. Just kidding.
Something I wouldn't say that.
For me, I wouldn't change anything about myself.
I know that's right.
I think I'm fine the way I am.
You know, he's just perfect. He can't help it. You know?
Exactly. I'm just.
No, I like that because there's too many. I think speaking of social media, there's a lot of kids again watching and a lot of younger generation and older people too that are watching people body shaming and different things like that. So whether it be music, facial, body, you know, I think, you know, to be able to say something like what you just said, Nolan, I think is very powerful.
To Ryan's point, you know, there's only one you.
There's only one you. So we can't look like everybody else.
Sort of that whole like no regrets kind of thing.
I like that. Yeah. So let me ask you something, because the visual compromise, how do you guys know when to choose which song? I know it's the debut single, but when do you know to put a visual together for a song? So say if you have 5 songs, how do you know that you wanted to have a visual for that song, or why not have a visual for every single song? Is that possible as well?
That's probably something that we're gonna start doing, making a lot more, you know, visuals with it, like, you know, a music video for all our singles that we're going to be releasing soon.
People don't. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
People don't want to just hear; they want to see. You know what I mean? Whether it's image or a logo or just, you know, our beautiful faces. So
no, true. And speaking of that, I'm sure you guys you get tons of gals, of course, wanting to talk to you and introduce themselves to you. Don't let me make you bashful, Ryan. I see you. It can happen. You know, I'm sure you get girls in the DM and just, you know, it's a part of this whole thing. So talk a little bit about the juggling with this business, because you guys you're good looking guys. And of course, with the sound and with this business comes, of course, you know, it comes, you know, distractions. So talk to me about juggling.
I think we do a good job. I think we're pretty straightforward. We don't party that much, that much, but, you know.
Not that much.
No. We're straightforward. We work on music.
Know where we want to get.
Yeah.
You know, and so to get there, you know, you don't ever hear stories about, you know, the people who got there, you know, slacking off and being lazy and just, you know, partying the whole time. You know, we know what the end goal is. We're all united in that end goal.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna ever let anything like come in between us or stop what we're doing. We're just also focused on where we want to be.
I love that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And we're, everybody's like-minded in it, so that's a good, if I didn't, if I wasn't necessarily so serious about it, or Nolan or Ryan or Liam or anybody, I'll just say all of us, then it wouldn't work out, the way that we want it to. We all have faith in what we're gonna do, and honestly, I'll be honest with you, Nolan's not the first bass player. We've gone through a couple bass players, and when somebody's not serious about being at rehearsal every day, or serious about, hey, we got to do this, we all chip in, on the financial side, on the effort side. So when we do that, and somebody can't pull the weight, they don't stick around.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a synergy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So talk to me about the name, Milou Sky.
Milou Sky, yeah. Well, we were the Reasons for a while, and we knew we wanted to change. Well, we didn't actually know we wanted to change it, but they got to the point where it was like, there's so much things that come up on the internet when you type in the Reasons. So we wanted to, we obviously wanted to change. And it's funny, we were gonna make this little short film, and one of the we were thinking of our character names and like how we were going to act and all that stuff. And I wanted my name to be Milo. For whatever reason, I don't know why. I guess probably because it sounds a little bit like Leo. Yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio is my favorite actor. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I like the name Milo, and I was like messing around with it because I already thought it was like a cool name. And there's some bands that have like a name in it. Like August Burns Red or something like that. I guess August isn't really a name, but that's just one example. So I was telling my aunt about this, and she was like, "Oh, Milo, that's cool because that was your grandmother's maiden name." And I was like, "Oh, that's funny." And
that's big, really.
Yeah,
that's where the spelling
came from. Yeah, that's where the spelling came from, Milou. And so then I just thought of Milou Sky because it's like sometimes the sky is in a spot where it looks like closer to you, and I just thought it kind of cool play on words.
So here we are.
Yeah.
So here we are, and I love the name. I think it definitely it's totally fitting. It's very catchy, and you could definitely remember, the name. So tell me, what's next for you guys? I mean, I know, of course, we are still in COVID era, but we're coming to an end of 2020. What can we expect to hear from you guys in 2021?
Well, it's actually like pretty cool. We got this opportunity to be on this like Billboard project with like famous rappers like Future and Gucci Mane.
Wow.
So that's what we're gonna be on. Yeah, and we just got this remix actually done for one of our songs. I don't know how much I should be talking about.
I know. I was gonna say, tell me what you can tell me, but don't.
We're gonna be releasing more music coming soon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we got a few big plans, and with the project, I think that's coming out still a little while down the road, but we're working on it. Yeah.
That's big though. I mean, just to say those names, that's incredible, right?
Yeah, no, it's really exciting. Yeah,
that's huge.
And
go ahead.
Also, like hopefully we can record more because we recorded a lot of stuff last year and the year before that we're still looking to get out. But I mean, we've changed so much as people, which has changed our songwriting so much and just the style. And it's like. So hopefully we can get into the studio sometime soon because we got a lot of cool songs that we're really excited about. So hopefully that can drop sometime.
And whenever we can play another live show, I'm sure they'll be on the set.
I know the stage is like every time I talk or every time I'm doing an interview, because this is interviewing. So every time everybody says that they miss the stage so much, and
I love it.
For sure.
I think it's humbling though. It says a lot about, where you've come from and what you're used to and what would you do without it. So I think, Ryan, you said it first.
Don't take it for granted.
You have to think out the box right now,
Yeah.
So, So talk to me about maybe 5 years from now, 10 years. I mean, the music is just a big one step in the industry. There's so many different vast arrays of opportunities and ways to go in this industry. Movies, modeling, I mean, clothing, fashion. Where do you see yourself in one of those arenas or all of them?
Well, I know, for me, obviously, I couldn't imagine, playing without these guys and doing, you know, what I love to do without them. You know, on top of that, I also just, you know, enjoy just, you know, producing, you know, music. And, you know, I went to a tech school actually and kind of took audio lessons on how to do that. So I do, you know, my own little, you know, thing, I guess, in that aspect. And so what I would say is number one is always playing with these guys. Like, there's nothing better.
Yeah.
But the number two behind that is I can definitely see myself in the future, you know, going down that route and doing some production, even if it's just something small for me, like how I do now. I just love doing it.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, that's like it's a scary question because I don't really like thinking about that far into the future at all. You know? But yeah, definitely like what he said, playing with these guys, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, we just want to, you know, hope for the best.
Yeah, continue to succeed.
Yeah,
keep growing as people. I think I can speak for all of us on that. You know, I mean, it'd be pretty cool for us to be in a movie.
I was gonna say, I can see
dope.
you guys in movies, though. I mean, I still, of course, as Milou Sky, not individually, but I can see they use bands in movies. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. But
so yeah, I could definitely see that and hear that. You know, that movie that Lady Gaga did. You know, I mean, that they were on the stage the whole time.
Is that A Star Is Born?
Yeah.
Right.
A Star Is Born. Yeah, I cried
awesome.
that through the whole movie. But yeah, it was all about the music. They were on the stage the whole time, and the band was just crazy insane. So I could definitely see you guys doing something like that. I saw on Insta on your page that you guys were doing some things with, of course, the cover. But are you guys doing anything with merch? Any merchandise can we expect?
We're actually working on it. It's gonna be coming soon.
Okay.
We tried a meeting the other night about it.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, we're working on it. We're getting some ideas for what we want. Whether it's with different pictures or, you know.
But it should be coming real soon.
Yeah.
We just did a photo shoot actually out on the West Coast.
Yes.
And so we're planning on using a lot of that content, for Instagram and covers of singles or, you know, EPs, articles, but also too for the merch. So we're getting it all sorted out.
Well, I'm going to be excited because I mean, just those few pictures alone are incredible with the royal purple coloring and all you guys in black suits. I thought that was perfect. Very classic, you know, very cool. Sunglasses, men in black, you know. I thought it was very, very nice. So I'm not going to hold you guys too much longer, but I do want you to share with the people who are watching, who are hearing you for the first time. Let everyone know where they can find you aside from Instagram, and give them your handles on whether it be Twitter or Facebook or SoundCloud, anywhere else that you're located.
It's Milou Sky Official on everything, right?
Everything is Milou Sky Official.
Twitter, we're the real Milou Sky, I think is what it is.
Okay.
But everywhere else it's just Milou Sky or Milou Sky Official. Facebook, it's just like Milou Sky.
We're on all streaming.
Yeah, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud,
and that's just Milou Sky.
YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's just Milou Sky. Yeah.
Well, leave your fans with one message from you all tonight.
Stay safe.
Stay safe and be kind to everyone.
Be kind, absolutely.
That would be,
What'd you say, Zack?
I was just saying that's a good, you know, stay safe, be kind. That was a good one. Keep moving forward. I mean, don't let, you know, life's full of variables. Don't let coronavirus slow you down.
Absolutely. I like you guys a lot. I think you're very, very humble, which is a lot to say for, you know, an artist as great as you are. I think you're amazing, you know, and I definitely could see you guys going very, very far. You're already far. My mom always says, don't say when I get there. You guys are literally, you're there. And I'm not, you know, going overboard with it. I truly am very excited about your sound. I've never heard anything like it. So
thank you very much.
Thank you.
I could go on and on. I can tell you how long I danced to it yesterday, the day before. I mean, you know, anything that gives me energy, I'm all for it. You know, and you guys are a group that is putting out some sounds with massive energy. So keep up the good work. Okay.
Thank you very much.
And stay in touch, and you guys be safe too. And I will hopefully see you soon.
Yeah, same to you. Thank you.
Yeah,
okay.
same to you. Thank
Peace.
you. Bye.